back with more Angel. This is episode 14 of season 2. Very excited to get back into the show, and Happy New Year, everyone watching. Hope you had a good holiday season, whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to carry on and see what's going to happen next with this season. You know, it's getting very, very interesting. Also interesting was the last episode. With what's his face? What's his name? Let's have a look. Gene. Fucking Gene. Yeah, that not the greatest episode of the season. But you know, it had a lot still that I enjoyed in it, and yeah, I'm just really excited to carry on, see what's going to happen next as we continue on. I don't know, you know, what we're going to focus on. You know, we're going to get Darla back. We're going to see, you know, more focus on Angel himself, or we're going to also split the focus like we've been doing with Wesley and Cordelia, Gunn, that lot. Lots of different directions they can take it, which is always very exciting. And yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see where we go from here. So let's get into the next one.
We specialize in strange. There's nothing we haven't see.
Oh, what the fuck?
There's Molly in the back of her head.
Oh no, that's fucking gross. Killer. I'm sorry, killer.
She's been in a state of shock since it happened.
Me fucking too. Wasn't expecting to see her again.
Don't make us go back out there.
Oh boy. There's a Spookington. Spooky.
At least that British guy understood what a working relationship was.
Oh.
That's some respect. You don't care about anyone but yourself.
I really don't think you're in a position to
How
judge
is old Wesley? Huh?
So then this cop comes up out of nowhere and just wham! Hit me so hard I thought my teeth were coming out.
He hit you? What were you doing?
Nothing, I swear to God.
I ain't seen you in a minute. Come here.
Oh, they know each other, do they?
Bring you to this neck of the woods. I'm gonna head over to the teen center, see if I can figure this thing out.
Oh, gee, I miss out on this exciting case we're working
Yeah.
on.
I do like Gunn taking the initiative. That's cool.
Except for she grew another eye in the back of her head.
Ugh.
Wow, that sounds... He tried to help me out a few weeks ago. He did?
Really?
But it turned out it was just a scam to screw this law firm. Well, he hasn't changed a bit.
Oh boy. They had so much hope. You need to stop doing that, pal. It's creepy. Looks badass, but it's creepy. One of these days he'll sneeze and fall off. That'll look stupid, won't he?
Keep your hands where I can see them.
Oh. Here we go.
Sorry, officer.
Oh!
You're under arrest.
Believe me, you don't want to do
What is this about? And that goes double for your mum. Oh.
Do you understand your rights as I have?
Huh?
Playing demon detective with your new family. Deluxe apartment in the sky. I got the call. I figured.
Oh dear.
Don't do me no favors. I'm not. Favors for these kids.
Losing your social status a bit.
Playing it, don't you?
2 women killed in a clothing store. 13 lawyers from Wolfram and Hart slaughtered in a wine cellar.
Real tragedy.
Yeah, you seem pretty broken up by the loss.
I did track him down later and set him on fire.
Sounds like you enjoyed it. But then again, the whole murder and mayhem thing's always been right up your alley.
If that's how you feel, I guess probably this isn't the best.
Let's not do this again.
You know?
Well enough to be at his funeral 6 months ago.
Ah.
You want to take a ride?
Right, let's get down there and save him from himself.
Yeah.
That third eye's really going anywhere.
Fair point. And can that eye blink?
I think someone's unearthing dead cops and putting them back on the streets.
What? How is that?
Zombies. Magically reanimated corpses. They walk, they talk, and somebody else is pulling their strings.
I'm not a fan of Buffy vs. Zombies.
My dad, is he?
Oh god.
His ground's
Are
understood.
you sure?
Sure.
Oh man. Some wounds just don't heal. Is this connected to like the girl with the eye?
Have a hand in the kitchen.
Did like the zombie bite her? I don't know why it would grow an eye.
I have a shirt just like that. The girl at the store said it was one of a kind. But I really don't have any free beds.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm sure I can find someone willing to share. Oh, yes. Plenty of candidates.
What the hell?
I really think
Bitch slap him.
Hey. Hey.
What a dick.
Let him go.
Wait, officer, wait!
I don't think his name's Officer Wait.
I'm sure he hasn't committed any...
Oh! Ah!
Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's get the hell out of here. I'll make it wrestling.
Oh man!
I killed a police officer. Look at him. He dead.
Yeah.
Don't look that dead. Let's go.
Same.
We got a tougher policy now.
Can see that. Oh my god. They're not gonna kill him.
It's here.
Not in an episode about zombies. Ah, he's got a supportive hand on him. They're getting really close friends. Ah, God.
What's going on up there? Hey,
Oh dear. Wow.
hang on. Help me get him inside. Come on, Wes.
Oh, that's a lot of blood. That's not ideal.
Wait for backup. Secure the entire section. Clean house.
Oh.
Are we safe here?
Safer than out there. We need to lock all the doors. All right, keep everyone away from
I
the
wonder
window.
how Angel's going to react to finding out about this.
Let's go. Come on.
This guy, what is his deal? Is he a police officer? Is he a zombie?
Damn, that looks nasty. Why do you think nobody cares they're clamping down on this neighborhood? There's a bunch of racist pigs. Well, there's that. And there's people like you. A thug with a gun. Keeping the cycle going. Not my problem. No, see, it's my problem, all right? Because they shot my friend over there. Oh. Yeah, white man dying. Not exactly losing sleep on it.
Oh shit.
Hey. I can't afford this.
Yes you can, kill him.
He's going south.
No, come on.
What?
Thanks for them cheery bedside manner.
There's internal bleeding, but...
Where are we going? To the hospital. This sounds sensible to me.
Uh-oh. What do they want with all the kids then?
Can I help you?
I think so.
Maybe we should talk about you instead.
Bitch, please.
These are good cops. They put their lives on the line. I died on the streets.
You should have left them that way.
I won't betray them.
Oh. Oh! They got Diego! More windows smashed! Yeah, smash him! Oh, I hope you die. Wow, it's a nice shrine.
How are you controlling? The entrails?
So is this a case of like the captain guy reanimating these people and then just like getting revenge against people who may not have done anything?
Here we go. It's the idol of granite. The zombie gun.
Well, ew, I don't want to see that. Oh, that's vastly unpleasant, isn't it? Oh,
The kids.
Dignified.
Hey, help me pick him up. Sorry. Looks like the street just got a lot safer for me. Time to go to work.
Let's go.
That guy was more like a moral or a lesson than a character, and I hated him.
Up until 3 months ago, there was a murder every 2 weeks, a rape every 2 days, a robbery every hour and a half. And that's what we just gave back to the people of that community.
I can live with that.
You learn to live with a lot of things, don't you?
I feel I should be in a great deal of pain.
Gunshot will do that to you.
Well, it's bloody lovely.
Ah. Well, it's nice that he's visiting. Oh, shit.
What are you doing here? You walked away. Do us a favor and just stay away.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What about the girl with the eye? What happened to her? Are they going to continue that on, or what? Okay. An okay episode. I wouldn't say it was, you know, particularly great. But it had great elements. I think the message behind it and what it was trying to like comment on, I really, really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I thought that was pretty well done. But just the idea of like zombie policemen and like this captain kind of bringing them back. I don't know. I don't think they even made his motivations all that clear. You can kind of infer from it, but I would have preferred like a bit more of that scene with the angel confronting him and him like really justifying his actions or trying to. But yeah, that was it. Felt a bit weird, that aspect of it. I think I would have preferred not zombie policemen, just like possessed policemen or something. Why do they have to be? I don't know. So you could just have them like be possessed or whatever, and just say, you know, you can still say, oh, the cops are being killed and murdered and all sorts like that, and these guys are risking their lives every day, and you know, I'll have all the risk by controlling them, stuff like that. I don't know why they had to go down the zombie route, especially because it has been done before in the Buffyverse. Maybe not so much an Angel, I guess, but I feel like we've seen zombies before enough times, especially because they didn't even really look like zombies until they were like killed or decapitated and stuff. And I imagine that was just more a budget thing. Well, and obviously no one could get away with the cops acting that way if they didn't just look like normal cops. But again, that's like a thing you can just write down to like whatever ritual that guy did. It can just make them look nice, I guess. But like the idea behind it and what it kind of spoke about with like police brutality, some people being like falsely accused or, you know, sometimes targeted just because of their race, as we alluded to quite a lot in that episode, particularly with like Gunn and his line saying, you know, police are gonna, you know, try and assault us and stuff like that because we're black. And unfortunately, I think there's still a lot of that going on in the world today. So it's still quite a relevant episode in terms of like its themes and topics. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I quite clicked with the idea of the zombie aspect of it. Everything else and what it kind of said about police brutality and stuff like that, I really, really enjoyed. And I love that they did an episode kind of faced and based on that. But I think it just could have been executed a little bit better, I guess. Maybe if we'd spent a bit more time with that captain and he wasn't just like shown up in like the last 5 minutes, maybe they could have done a bit more with that. I think they could have made a lot more of that scene with him and Angel. I think that could have been really impactful. But that wasn't the case. And also that guy, I didn't write down his name because I didn't care enough about him. The guy who's like causing trouble and had a gun with him in Anne's kind of place, and was like not willing to help Wesley, stuff like that. I didn't like him as a character because he wasn't a character. He was just there to kind of get the point of the episode across and get some messages across and shove some morals at us. not too subtly, because he wasn't really much of a character. But I still am okay with his inclusion in the episode, because I did like the messages they kind of used him to say, particularly Gunn, when he was kind of saying, you know, of course, you know, people are being targeted by the police all the time, often, unfortunately, just because they're black. There definitely is that kind of racism still very much going on, even, you know, then and still today. It's still a huge problem. And yeah, some of us, and you know, a lot of us are innocent, but there are also people like you who keep the cycle going. I really like that line, and how he kind of, that was kind of the point of that character, and how he momentarily helped when Gunn kind of saved his arse, but then when it was all sorted and all the cops were like dead again, he was just went back to his old ways and didn't help Wesley or anything. So yeah, more of a caricature, I guess, and he was more of like a message than an actual fleshed out character, and I just didn't really feel him as a character, but I still like what they were trying to do with him, so that was cool. I like seeing Anne again. That I wasn't really expecting to see her again, at least not so soon, and like she was the target of, you know, all these attacks and stuff like that, all her kids. I like that she had these concerns for her kids. I liked the friendship she'd built up with Gunn off screen that we hadn't seen. They knew each other. That was pretty cool. How she went to them for help and not just back to Angel. And yeah, her just like continuing to try and do what's right and help these kids out. I really like that kind of, I like seeing that she's come this far and really made something of herself with like this Anne title. That was really, really cool. And what else? Yeah, I think this might be one of my favourite Gunn episodes, at least episodes 4, Gunn as a character. I love, he was very quick to take the initiative when Anne came to him for help. I also feel like they could have justified, well, explained a bit more exactly why that particular like shelter was like the target for the police. I get maybe a lot of them, you know, they had hinted that they had caused the police trouble before and stuff like that, and a few of them, like drug dealers and robbers, they had committed crimes, but surely there were loads of shelters, unfortunately. So why that one specifically? I feel like they just needed to iron out a few of the kinks in that sense. And the fact that they set up this thing with the girl with the eye in the back of her head, and then they just dropped it. What was that about? Maybe they pick it up in a future episode. Like I think if they were going to pick it up, it'd have to be the next one. But that felt very odd. That felt like they were just there so Wesley and Cordelia were separated from Gunn for a bit, so Wesley could turn up and get shot. That's kind of how it felt. Especially because they didn't resolve it, it didn't get her anywhere really. So that was a bit weird. I felt they could just cut that out and found other ways to kind of split the team apart. You know, you could have easily been like, oh, Cordelia, why don't you come and spend some time with me in Virginia, you know, I want you to get to know her better and maybe we could integrate her into the group, blah, blah, blah. And then when they're out to dinner or something, they find out about Gunn and go from there. I don't know. That felt a bit weird to me, that whole kind of plot, especially because it started off the episode with it and then it just got dropped. But maybe they'll go back to it, and if they do, awesome. And yeah, I also liked Kate in this episode. You know, there's still a lot of friction obviously between her and Angel and everything, and I really liked that when they would like go into the graves and find out that they'd been like unearthed and stuff, Kate's like one of her first instincts was to check her dad's grave in the hope that he hadn't been resurrected, and her reaction to that I thought was very, very kind of genuine, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And how Angel didn't really try to comfort her or anything, because I think he knew she'd probably push him away again, because it's just a reminder of why they kind of fell out in the first place. But I loved that really kind of raw reaction from her, and that pure relief, I think, when she realised that her dad was still at rest and at peace in that sense. That was really nice, and that scene at the end I thought was very interesting when the problem got sorted with the zombies, and Kate was like, you know, since that had all started happening, crime was down in that area loads, and now it's probably going to get worse and worse again, because we don't have these police being overly brutal and stuff and disobeying their code really. and what kind of gift is that for them. Whereas Angel was like, I can live with that, because, he had to right that wrong, even if, sometimes you lose when you win, and I think that was definitely a real example of that. And I thought that was a very interesting kind of idea to go with. I'm glad they didn't go to town with it too much, and it was quite a subtle kind of scene, because you can't really glamorize, oh yes, police brutality is the way forward because crime's down so much, oh yes, let's definitely disobey our rules. So I'm glad they didn't really, really praise it. It's definitely a fine line there. But you got to give them kudos, I think, for just tackling this kind of intense subject matter at all. So yeah, there was that. And yeah, Wesley getting shot was quite the surprise. It was definitely, I think, a necessary escalation the episode needed, otherwise I think it would have really dragged a bit in that second half. And it also kind of put on display just how far that little group's come. You just see how much Gunn and Wesley actually care about each other, and how much Cordelia cares about Wesley, the concern they show for him, the fact that, Gunn was just like, my friend's been shot. When they got in the ambulance, he put his hand on Wesley to reassure him, and, that last little scene when Wesley woke up at the hospital, and they just shared a smile and stuff like that. You see they've just become really, really good friends, and they care about each other a lot, and I love that we've kind of seen that development and that care. It's really interesting to see that unit really become that much stronger together, even without Angel around. But I also really enjoyed Angel in this episode. I feel like for the most part he did take a bit of a backseat. They still had a few cool moments with Kate and everything. And I really do enjoy, because obviously the last episode he was kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have really fired them all and just shut them out the way I did. And you can see he was starting to regret his actions, I think, a lot. And in this episode we kind of again saw him take on the usual kind of case he normally would in season 1, early season 2. So he's kind of getting into that mindset again, I think, of maybe rejoining Angel Investigations. Obviously I think there's still a bit of a way to go, because Cordelia for sure doesn't want him there. I really like that little scene where Cordelia was just standing up for herself, and basically saying to Angel, you made your bed, now lie in it, and hopefully Dar won't mess with you. We've done with that, it's fine. And yeah, so there's still a bit of friction there, and I think that's going to continue for another few episodes. Yeah, hopefully by the end of the season they're a fully formed team again. I wouldn't want this to drag out to another whole season. But I don't think they're going to do that, especially because there's still 8 episodes left to resolve this whole thing, so I feel like they will do that by the end of the season, which would be cool. But yeah, that last scene was pretty interesting, and the fact that Angel didn't really fight back against what Cordelia was saying, I think he's really accepting what he did now, and he just kind of paid his respects to them and left. But I did like that he did even go to the hospital to check on Wesley. That's nice, because he still very much cares about them. That was why he kind of cut them off in the first place, as he kind of said to the host in the last episode. So yeah, a solid episode. I wouldn't say it was great. It was just the zombies and the kind of caricature guy who was just there to kind of throw the episode's message at our face. I didn't quite connect with that. Everything else I really enjoyed. I thought Gunn had a fantastic episode with this one. I love what they did, really showing the friendship that he's formed with Wesley in particular. I liked the few bits we got with Kate and Angel. That ending scene was interesting, and yeah, I like seeing Anne again as well. And yeah, the themes they were tackling, I thought it was very brave of them to do that, and I really, really appreciated that they did that. I think they did a fairly decent job with it for the most part. But I do feel like they could have cut that girl with the eye thing if they weren't just going to follow through with it, because she's just still wandering about. I mean, I understand why they said, oh yeah, the eye's not going anywhere, let's go save Gunn, he's in immediate danger. I get why they did it, but at least resolve that plotline that you started in literally the first scene of the episode. But maybe it'll get resolved, I don't know. Either way, solid episode. Looking forward to seeing where we go in the future. And yeah, this whole cycle's all angels. We have another 2 angels to go. So until my next reaction, thanks for watching.